Hi guys, and welcome to a new sketchbook tour. I know it's been a while. I don't remember when my last video was uploaded, but it's been a while. I finished this like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I think it's been 3 weeks at this point. But yeah, usually my sketchbooks take me around a month or less, sometimes longer, and this one is one that took me definitely longer. It's an Ohuhu marker sketchbook, and I will get more into the paper, how much I liked it and stuff, while I flip through the pages. But also, this isn't the only sketchbook we're looking at today, because we also have a bit to look at in this one. Because let's just say, I got really tired of this paper for a bit, so I had to use another sketchbook in between. But yeah, stickers, blue lock. You can already guess, it's gonna be a lot of blue lock in here. I've been in a brain rot for the past 6 months and I don't think I'm getting out of it anytime soon. But not only blue lock, we have awashi on the back because I really like awashi as well. All the other stickers are either from Amazon or Stationery Pound. And also these two are from Niansu on Redbubble. I really like them. She has like a lot of the characters from blue lock, and I have like all of her sticker designs, and I also got some of the keychains, the charms. She made something recently. But yeah, let's get into this sketchbook properly. More blue lock and awashi, who would have guessed? And in here we have some art. Okay, so these are like these bracelets things you get when you sometimes buy a ticket somewhere. Like one is from a festival, and the other is from an anime convention where I went at the end of June. Then here's a little heart my friend made for me, and some art with watercolors. Yeah. This is just a note from my friend. On the first page of the sketchbook, we have me being very tiny. I am tiny, like holy shit, am I small? My 12-year-old cousin is taller than me. This rule is unfair. I am small. For reference, I am like 156 centimeters tall, which is, I think, 5 feet 1 inch, something around that. Sorry, I'm not American. But anyways, me and Baru from Blue Lock. He is my big brother, Canon Real. Trust me. Yeah, the basics about me. I go by Mao, Mobu, and Milo. Shide. I'm not 18-year-old anymore. I am now 19. It was my birthday a couple weeks ago. I actually finished this like the day before my birthday. I'm a graphic design student and still stuck in a blue lock brain rot. And as you can see, it took me exactly 3 months to finish. Yeah. This was back when I had longer hair, because we're gonna get into it later when it's the time to tell that story. But yeah, Mayosi Tsuyosa, Mayosi Vincent, and Shido and Bao from Black. Okay, so first off, if I'm gonna talk about Tsuyosa, I'm either gonna call him Tsuyosa or Takumi, because Tsuyosa is his last name and Takumi his first name. He is my blue lock OC. I'm not gonna point out he's my blue lock OC all the time. I'm also not gonna point out my normal OCs the entire time, because I don't want to repeat this is my OC the entire time. I will probably only point out blue lock characters if it doesn't get too much. But yeah, here's Raichi and me. He's my bodyguard. Love him very much. And Dynamite. God. Oh yeah, Raichi is from Blue Lock, by the way. Yeah. So Dynamite, I love drawing him so much, especially his eyes are like super fun. This was when I noticed I struggle with this paper. It is really, really nice paper for markers. For drawing it was great, but I kind of felt limited because sure, I could have used other mediums in here as well. Like here I used pencils. They were pretty fine on here, but I don't like soft paper for like this paper is very soft and smooth. I don't like that for colored pencils. I like rough paper for colored pencils. So I used markers like all the time. Not a single time did I use watercolor. I think at the end I used felt tips and water-based markers. And yeah, this was when I was like, hey, maybe I just have to get looser with my art. Also, these stickers are from Jonah JPEG on Instagram. Oh yeah, Tsentetsu. My boy feet. So a thing I have to say. I am a lesbian, but I have queer platonic self-ships with a few bluer characters. You're gonna see it, like, I think just towards the end I started drawing my self-ships. They're completely queer platonic, which is like above platonic love, but not romantic or sexual or stuff like that, just its own thing. And yeah, that's the way I self-ship. What are you doing on here? Whatever. So yeah, Santetsu is one of my boyfies, is what I call them. Oh, skip the page. Then I drew Ryo, and I put some Kuromi stickers because of the Sanrio Blue Lock collab. And Nagi with Cinema Roll because he had this character in the collab, and Santetsu didn't. He wasn't in a collab, so I just put some ice bears from Sumiko Gurashi and some stickers I have of him. And yeah, really liking these 3 pages with the Team V trio. Here's some stuff my friends drew. Reagan and Baru and me and Santetsu. Sometimes I just hand my sketchbook to my friends and I'm like, here, draw something. Or sometimes I just go, hey, anyone want to draw my sketchbook? And sometimes I literally just hand it, hey, I'm pretty sure you want to draw my sketchbook right now. And most of the time they say yes. Here's Baru and me again. I drew myself too small. I am shorter, but I think I'd be like until his shoulder. I have a friend who's a little bit, like 5 centimeters smaller than his height. So yeah, also Yimon from Blue Lock, and Reagan again from Motorcycle. Here we do Jake because Jake is probably one of my main comfort OCs, and I love him very, very much. Alright guys, you need to hear me out right now. Lorenzo from Blue Lock, but gender bend. I found like a fan art of that, and then I went crazy, started simping and shit. So I drew her as well with me and Femme Lorenzo, and my friend Claire with Canon Lorenzo. And okay, next page has a Blue Lock spoiler. So if you don't want to hear something from, I think something from the last few chapters, maybe chapter 215 or whatever, don't watch. I guess just skip until I'm on the next page. On the page, on this page, alright? Alright, okay, here we are. My friend Claire and I, we were like doing cheers with our Red Bulls in class, and we were like and then we said some funny shit, and then I said on Snuffy, and then Claire went on Snuffy's dead friend, because Snuffy has a dead friend, which was like was revealed pretty recently at that point, and I was like, dear lord. Also, new Blue Lock OC. His name is Satoshi Tsuyosa. He is Tsuyosa's older brother, and no, he's not his older brother. He's his twin brother, but he's the older one. I know it would be funnier if Takumi was the older one, because you know he's smaller. But I just thought Satoshi would be a better fit. Also, I ship him with Lorenzo from Blue Lock. I don't know if I have any shipping art in here, but we'll get to that later. Hello, welcome back to the people who skipped for spoilers. I think that was literally no one, or maybe one person. Welcome back. Yes, here we have Nagi and Ryo from Blue Lock, because I wanted to make a little art series where I draw Blue Lock characters in clothes I own. And then I literally did only these 2, and none more than that. Yeah. Shido, because I still love Shido very much, and I just wanted to pay some attention to this guy again. Alright, my other Blue Lock OC, who I had since pretty sure February or March, but I haven't drawn her ever since her first time I designed her, so I did more. I don't know if I mentioned it in my... Oh, yes, I did mention it in my last video. So I'm on Blue Lock Tumblr. I'm a writer, and I have quite a lot of followers. I have almost 1,500 by now. I write headcanons, fics, and whatever, one-shots, you know, all that stuff, rebels, the X-Reader stuff, you know. And I have this series called Father Figure Ego, where the reader is a graphic designer and assistant in Blue Lock, working for Ego, and Ego starts feeling like very protective about Reader and stuff, and yeah, I that series is basically just Ego and Mayoshi Arisu, but disguised as an X-Reader thing. I prefer writing X-Reader rather than writing about my OCs directly, because then other people get to read it as well, and you know, people would rather probably read inserts instead of OC stuff and whatever, but I enjoy it that way. I just have abandoned that series. Like, I have a lot of series I write. I have the father figure coaches, I have father figure Ego, then I also have Ego as a dad, like not father figure, like an actual father. Then I have new Egos League assistants, I have ships as parents, like a lot, and then I also write my own stuff and requests that aren't part of series, and I write a lot, I draw a lot, I write a lot. However, I come up with so much, and honestly, I'm still surprised that I get so many requests, considering I have written so much. But yeah, I also still get my own ideas. Oh, and over here, I asked my friend Chester to draw something, and then he drew Ego and me, but Ego as a giraffe. And also Baldy from Baldy's Basics. Yeah. But yeah, Arisu. I did talk a lot about this page, damn. Anyways, more Arisu and Ego. This is, on this comic I based a little drabble, I think, where Reader, or like in this case Arisu, gets like, finds Ego's bolo tie and then puts it on, and Ego is like, give it back, it's mine, don't touch my stuff without my allowance. But he actually he kind of feels fatherly about it, you know, kind of a proud dad moment. But yeah, also this sheep I had to draw for something in school. I should have drawn like 4 ones or 3 ones, but I didn't want to just do one. Also Mia, because I needed to draw my OCs again after so much only Blue Lock stuff. I know I did draw my Blue Lock OCs, but yeah. Then here's more Arisu. Couldn't probably decide on her hair color, but I think this is the one I'm sticking with now. Yukimiya, because it was his birthday, and he's not one of my favorite Blue Lock characters, but I really like him, and writing about him is fun as well. Here I wanted to use gouache again, because wait, I can get it out. So last year I really enjoyed using gouache, so I got really big bottles, like 3 of them. And I also have some smaller tubes, like really tiny tubes, and then some with this size. And then I stopped using gouache. Like, you can see how the binder is like separating from the... I can shake it again and then it's gonna be fine, but still I haven't used gouache in a year, and so I was like, okay, I am going to paint something with gouache again. So I did, and I should do that again, I think. But yeah, this was on watercolor paper and then just glued in here. Then... oh yeah, this was when I wrote really nice Lorenzo X-Reader fic on Tumblr. And I remember like writing it, and I was like giggling, kicking my feet, because it was really cute, and I really liked how it was happening, and then what, you know. And I remember thinking, damn, I'm never gonna write another fanfiction that is gonna make me so giggly. And by the way, I wrote 2 parts of that fanfiction in the span of one day. I literally finished part 1, and then I suddenly got an idea for part 2, so I wrote that and posted it a couple hours later. And literally 4 days ago, I finally wrote another Lorenzo X-Reader fic that had been in my drafts for, I don't know, 3 weeks. And god, did it make me giggly. Like, holy shit, really giggle kicking my feet right there. You can tell, Lorenzo is one of my favorite characters. I also ship him with one of my OOCs, so I guess that's where that comes from. And he just gives me lots of ideas and silly thoughts. Also, I just noticed just now that some of this transferred, and it definitely wasn't because I didn't put anything under, because then the other colors would have transferred as well, so I think they just rubbed over to the other side. Well, just a sketchbook. Jake again. I really like drawing side profiles, by the way. I really like how they look. Here's how I drew myself as a Blue Lock assistant, I guess, because I have this series on Tumblr that I write, the new Egoist League Assistants, where I insert myself and my friend Claire, with the reader like working as a trio. Also, damn, that was a really loud motorcycle out there. I'm glad my window isn't open because that would have gotten really loud. Here we have Shido and Tsuyosa again because I hadn't drawn them in a while. I shipped them, just so you know. More Lorenzo. We don't know the actual colors of him so far, so I just used the colors that I've seen other people use, like purple and dark brown, and used Femme Lorenzo because I simp for her really bad. I love her. Then here's more Ego and Arisu. This was actually a continuation of this comic where because my friend was like, I showed it to my friend and talked to her about it, and then she was like, oh, and what if he then goes, hey, you're not wearing it right, and then fixes it, and then he does that, and that's something also inserted in the drabble that I wrote on Tumblr. Yeah, they're just cute. Then we have some more stuff my friends drew. This is some guy from Durarara. Then here's Ego as a dinosaur, and then there's me as a dinosaur, but really small. Yeah. Then here's Birkenstock from Blue Lock. He's a really unimportant background character. He does have lines. He says something sometimes. The only thing I remember he said was so high when a ball went really, really high in the air, and that's all I remember about him. But I love him a lot, and I have written X-Reader things about him. I don't know where I get that from, but I have lots of silly thoughts about the Blue Lock background characters, especially like Bastard München. Yes, that's what the team is called, in case you don't know Blue Lock. They're called Bastard München. Then we have some OC art again with Jake, Milan, and Mephis. More, this was drawn in a sleepover. Here's Aoi Ashito from Awashi, because my friends and I were watching Awashi a couple of episodes at a sleepover. And yeah, here's my Blue Lock self-insert, persona, whatever, as an assistant and stuff. Yeah. Then this is some stuff my friend Chester drew. Like he did just the heads, and then I added hair because he wanted to see how our art styles match, or if I can like manage to draw hair that looks fine in his art style, because you know they're really different. Well, then we have more Jake because he's just my silly little baby boy. More of my persona, and you can see I just didn't really feel much like coloring, or well, I did sketch a lot of pages and then I had to get back and line them and stuff, and I guess that was an issue I had with the sketchbook, that I just felt like I have to finish every single page because it's a big and chunky and kind of pricey sketchbook. I don't know the price right now, but usually I use sketchbooks that are fairly cheap. Like sometimes I just use let me get something out of my drawer, like these, which are really, like this was €5. I've had cheaper ones than this, and usually I feel more free with really cheap sketchbooks because then I don't feel like I have to force myself to draw good art, and then because I don't force myself, my art turns out really good, and that's just a personal issue I've had with the sketchbook. But if you can get rid of this pressure, or if you don't mind that, go ahead and get a sketchbook. It was really good. I definitely recommend it. Here are like my friends, Chester again, me and Reiki, Togashi from Awashi, and Baru with his hair down, and yeah, here's some stuff Claire drew, and this is a panel we draw from Awashi with Chester and me. Oh, also Reiki's band-aids. With like the makeup I put on my face sometimes. I don't do it often anymore. I also add these band-aids on my nose. They're cute. This was when I had a little obsession phase with my OC Noctis. Look guys, he has very much in common with Ego from Blue Lock. Well, Ego wants to create the world's best striker, Noctis wants to create the world's most perfect being. They both have eye bags, wear a suit and bolo tie. They have ruined the lives of 200 plus teenagers, just except for Ego. He ruined their soccer careers. And Noctis might have killed some, who knows? He's part of a horror story from my OC, so okay, it makes sense. Also both of questionable dad vibes. For me personally, as a person with father complex, I love ego. Like I mentioned, I write father figure ego and dad ego, and I think that's one of the things I'm known for on Tumblr, like dad ego. Yeah, use more Noctis. I still haven't decided on a color palette for him, and I still want to change a bit about his design, but I really like him so far. And this is where I took a break from the sketch because, guys, I just couldn't do it anymore. So I started this one that I just had in my drawer. I used them years ago. They're from the house brand of Gerstecker, a German art supply store. So let's get into this. This was just me being like, God, I can't do this anymore, I need a break. Starting this. Then I swatched all of my fountain pens. I love fountain pens, and doodled a bit. And okay, at the beginning of the sketchbook I mentioned something of, this was when I had longer hair. I got my hair cut and it was awful. It was awful. It was cut, like I wanted to just have my split ends cut. I had like 5 centimeters or more cut off in the end. And also I just wanted to have like 2 very little strands at the side cut off. I can't really like, I wanted to have like this much cut off. Yeah, you know, this much. And just a little bit, but then I had this much, maybe a little more cut off. And I had a mental breakdown about it because, God, did I hate how it looked. And I had one of my aunts cut my hair, and usually she does pretty fine, but with this she kind of messed up, and I trusted her, you know. And then I just I went home, and then it was when I really realized how awful this haircut looked. And on the next day I didn't go to school for other reasons, like train strikes and whatever. And then in the morning I looked into the mirror again, and I just had another breakdown, so I called a hairdresser, and they fixed it for me. Like I went to a hairdresser for the first time in years, like besides my aunt, who is also a hairdresser, but a proper hair, like, you know. And they fixed it, and even the hairdresser said that my hair looked really messed up, so it's better. Like it was like cut straight here on the sides, and my hair, when I make it fluffy, it looked pretty okay for a bit, but the more you looked at it, the more shitty it looked. So that was the thing that happened. Like I got it fixed, and yeah, so now it goes like down like this, so it adjusts into like the length of the hair right there. So it's fine. After this, like actually I got my hair fixed, and then I started loving my haircut a lot. I still love it. It's really nice. I just wish it was longer again, like because that was a lot cut off. It grows back, so it's fine. Just the sides definitely had to be fixed. Then anyways, here we have Jake again, and look, this is a drawing I made years ago. Literally, this is from 2020. It still has my old username. I don't know how I got in here. I think I used the sketchbook for a bit back then, but I don't know. Here's stuff I let my friends draw. Some One Piece stuff. I have not seen or read One Piece, but one of my friends likes it, and I just let them draw in here whatever they like. This is a thing for a school project that I did. This was also a thing for school, where we had to draw clothes. Then here's my persona with the fixed hair. Yippee! I also dyed my hair again. Oh, that was also a thing for my aunt. I thought like she also dyed my hair, but where the fuck was the hair dye? It was like very pastel-y, barely anything. Like how do you mess up dyeing hair? What the hell? Anyways, I dyed it myself again because that's what I always do. Yeah, here's Otoya from Blue Lock and me, because he's the type of guy to always cheat on girls, but I'm a lesbian. Bro can't cheat on me. And at some point someone in my Tumblr inbox was like, imagine Otoya with a lesbian bestie. And I am this lesbian bestie. I wrote some drabbles for that as well, like with X-Reader, of course. Here we have Dynamite again. Love him, but used one of my favorite fountain pens. Here I realized, what the hell? Why is Rin so much fun to draw? I don't like Rin that much. I'm fairly neutral about him. I don't understand how people, like, I do understand how people like him so much, but I don't understand it. He's just, you know, I guess one of the most popular characters in the fandom. People simp for him and stuff because he's emo and edgy, and he's cool, I guess. I just don't care about him. Didn't even care to color him here. I thought about coloring him, but I didn't feel like it. Yeah, because this was a no pressure sketchbook, don't have to finish anything. I didn't finish Milo either. Oh yeah, here's my Awashi self-insert. Also, maybe you know, notice I finished my Persona's design. She doesn't have regular eyes anymore. She now has these tiny eyes with my glasses. Here I drew Otoya as a vampire for one of my mutuals on Tumblr because she wrote one of my requests. Like, usually I don't request from others. I think that was the first time ever I properly requested from someone, except like Craig Fix from one of my friends. And as a thank you, I did this. And yeah, here's my Persona again, and this time with Yuma from Awashi, because he's one of my favorite characters. I think he's my second favorite character. Togashi is my first favorite. Tsuyosa again. Alright, okay, so for this singular one person who skipped the Blue Lock spoiler on this on the same page, I drew my new Blue Lock OC. Satoshi, he's the twin brother of my other OC Tsuyosa, and I ship him with Lorenzo. And yeah, that's kind of all. I drew them here. Jake again, my favorite boy ever. Here I let my friends draw again, as you can see. Then I found a lot of silly cat pictures and I showed them to my friend, and then I drew our Blue Lock OCs like these cats. I also edited some digitally. My friend drew me cuddling my Zantetsu plushie. I have one. I'm too lazy to get it out of my bag now. And here I planned an animatic of Zantetsu and me. I never did it. Here's some queer platonic self-ship art. Yeah. Just love Zantetsu a lot. Then Tsuyosa, Satoshi, and Baru. Just some sketches. And that's all in this sketchbook. I will continue it at some point, and then I think this will just be another, like, if I ever get tired of a sketchbook, I'll use this one in between, like I did with this. But yeah, this was when I returned after almost 2 weeks of abandoning it. I started it again when summer holidays. I have no idea which word it is in English, but some school break that was for 2 weeks in the beginning of June. And I returned into the sketchbook and immediately started coloring stuff again with markers, and yeah, I started having fun again. Also, my friend's drawing stuff, don't even question it anymore. I drew Junichi, sorry. I'm so used to calling him Junichi, but he's pronounced Junichi. Yeah, and Engine and Tsuyosa. Engine is my friend's Blue Lock OC, and whenever I like draw Tsuyosa as a cat, I call him Pussyyosa. Kaiser from Blue Lock, Nediande. There is a long backstory behind this with my Tumblr mutuals and me going back and forth, reblogging, talking stuff about Kaiser, and yeah. Also, queer platonic self-ship art of Raichi and me, and not Zantetsu, Tokimitsu and me, but Zantetsu is up here. And yeah, you can see at this time I was getting really self-indulgent with art again, which is great, because being self-indulgent with art is so much fun. That's what you should do a lot. So yeah, Zantetsu and me. This is based on where I live. We have this ice cream vending machine, and I go there sometimes and take my Zantetsu plushie along. And then we just vibe together. Also, Engine and Tsuyosa again. Shido eating Tsuyosa. Also, Femme Kaiser. Holy fuck. Like, a while ago, I made this post on Tumblr saying I would push Canon Kaiser down the stairs at any chance I'd get, but if it was Femme Kaiser, I would let her push me down the stairs, and I'd thank her, and also I would grab her hand and like pull her down with me, making sure she falls on top of me. But yeah, also I went to a Pride a demo on this day, and so we got a sticker. We were like walking and there was this guy on the side of the street handing out stickers, and I just held my arm out and he put it on there. Here I swatched all of my Copics. Then if you've seen one of my last sketchbook tours, in one of my sketchbooks I drew some Blue Lock characters in my OC universe, like which species they would be, and I wanted to do it again, so asked my friend who, and he said Kakamaru and Corona. Also Zentetsu and Matrix. Love him. Here I started playing around with colors again. Also Tsuyosa and Shitsuo, my friends, Blue Lock OC. Yeah. More Raichi. This was when my Raichi era started. I am still in said Raichi era. I love him so much. Also, if you see like two signatures, I always have to put Maoban and Maochira, because Maochira is my Tumblr blog, like my Blue Lock, where I post the Blue Lock stuff, and Maoban is where I go as like on any social media except for like Twitter and Tumblr, because that is only for Blue Lock, and then I have like a Blue Lock based name because it is Mao, like my name, and Bachira, who is a character I'm very similar to. More Platonic self-ship art, who would have guessed? But yeah, it's Raichi and me. I dress Lolita in real life. I don't have a dress that looks exactly like this, but you know, Lolita dresses can be very complicated to draw, so I simplify them. And yeah, Raichi. Also my OC Vincent, and some stuff about him. You can, I don't know if you can read it, but have fun trying. Then we have more Jake, tiny Jake, and Milo. Something in like, I think all of my sketchbooks is that the eraser shavings always get stuck in the side because I don't push them off properly. Yeah, more Milo. I love him so much. One of my favorite OCs of all time, together with Jake. I don't have much to say about these pages right now. More Raichi, more stuff my friends drew. My Raichi era really hitting in. Okay, guys, I have something to say about this page. Okay. When it comes to Blue Lock headcanons, I can be very delusional. This is Bachmann. I don't remember him ever saying a single word. I don't remember him ever interacting with the character Ness. And what did I do? Create a rare pairship of them. And I love them. It all origins with the song the lyrics come from, because it's a song about internalized homophobia, that you're not supposed to run away from your true self, and one of the verses they're like about a goalkeeper crushing on the midfielder of his team, and Ness isn't actually a midfielder. No, in the song he's crushing on a center forward, but Ness isn't a center forward, he's a midfielder. And looking back on Ness and the dynamic he has with Kaiser, and that he'd get like irritated by that because of internalized homophobia, then later realizing he has a crush on Ness. That I went into detail on Tumblr somewhere, but I like being delusional about them. I haven't talked about them anywhere in a while, but I think I might have to come up with stuff. Also, fun fact, I never really talked about ships I like on Tumblr, and the first time I really did, it was Ness x Bachmann. I am very delusional, but it's fun. As long as it's fun, it's great. Then me, and I was like, hey, I'm fighting the urge to create another Platonic self-ship, and my friend was like, what's holding you back? Nothing held me back. I did it. Junichi. Love this guy. He's like, the Vanima brothers are so unpopular in the fandom, but I love them very much, especially Junichi. And also me and Raichi again, and Kuan and Yemon, because I was taking art requests on Tumblr at that time, because I really wanted to finish this sketchbook. Then here we have Baru and Karasu, Femme Karasu. I love her Femme Karasu. Every now and then I'm like when it comes to the canon characters, like they're guys, and I'm just like, yeah, they're cool, I love them, pretty boys, cool boys, you know. And then I see gender bend fan art of them and I go crazy. But sometimes I also see gender bend fan art where I personally think it doesn't really look like the character anymore, or it's not up to my taste, so I drew my own Femme Karasu. Really love her. This was also an art request by one of my mutuals on Tumblr. Here we have Arisu again, being a disaster lesbian in front of Anri, because I shipped them. Iki Nico and Nico X Drago fan art. This was a request from a mutual on Tumblr. Drago is also a background character that says like, I don't know if he has lines. I never paid much attention to him, but he did get some attention in the last chapters because he was like playing and stuff. So yeah, I drew this for this mutual on Tumblr. Also, this is me holding my little Santazo plushie. I didn't finish this drawing, but I drew this after the anime convention I was on. It was really fun. And here we have Baru. It was his birthday. I love Baru very much. He is probably my main comfort character from Blue Lock. As much as I love other characters and brainrot about them, at the end of the day, he is the main comfort character, and with ego, I guess. But yeah, I wrote like a whole wall of text on Tumblr about why exactly I love him. I'm not gonna get into detail about it now, but just know that I really, really like him a lot. A fucking slut Cheeto. Again, Blue Lock. I don't know when more OC art comes again. I'm sorry, I'm just really stuck in Blue Lock. Brainrot and draw them a lot, but in my current sketchbook, I am drawing OCs more often, so you can, whenever that sketchbook is done, you can look forward to seeing those OCs again. But yeah, I just wanted to draw Shido because, fun fact, we are twins. We share the same birthday. This was something for Art Fight, and this is one of my friends' OCs. So I wanted to join I joined Art Fight this year, and this is a revenge, but I didn't end up drawing much for it. I have this and I have another work in progress, and it doesn't go for that much longer, so maybe I'll do a bit more Art Fight art in the next few days before it ends. But let's just say that I was like really stressed with school and tired all the time, and today summer holidays actually start, so that finally came to an end. And I wanted to get more experimental with the colors in the sketchbook again. Here I used water-based markers. My persona again. I really, really like my personas. New design with the eyes, like, it's fun. Here's my UC Jake again. And this was a request from Instagram where someone was like, my current two favorite characters on a coffee date, and while they're not my current favorite characters, they're probably my favorite ship. So I drew them, and this was when I finally finished my goddamn big school project that I had time for, I don't know, months, 2 months, 1.5 months, but yeah, I finished it in the span of, I don't know, 5 days, 6 days. I like procrastinating a lot, but yeah. This was also a request, but I never posted it because it looks fine, but I don't know, I didn't feel like posting it, I guess. Karasu from Blue Lock. Another request from another mutual on Tumblr. She wanted me to draw Bachira nomming the chick of Tired Kunigami, so I do that. It reminds me of the engine interview that I ran a couple pages ago. And also a clown opossum, requested from an Instagram mutual. Me right now, sorry, I don't have my glasses on. I don't wear my glasses right now, but they're right here. And yeah, you can see this is the stage where I just wanted to be done with the sketchbook because I just wanted to start a new one. Like, I'm not used to being on sketchbooks for this long. Bachira. And this was for my birthday, Shido and me, because we're twins, and also my little Santetsu plushie. I love him so much. Ugh. Some Baru doodles. And also this was a request from a friend. And then I watched some YouTube together with a friend on Discord, and on the side I just doodled whatever came to my head, and then I was like, hey, say some colors, and then I grabbed those from my Crayola felted pens, the super tips I think, and I just drew these really big ones to be done with the sketchbook, and this was when it was done. Yeah, that's all for this. I hope you guys like this sketchbook tour. I honestly don't have anything else to say right now about this. I guess thank you for sticking to the end, or maybe you skipped to the end, but thank you for watching anyways. I will link my social medias in the description. Sorry, I really can't talk anymore. Wow. But yeah, thank you, and see you the next time, I hope. But yeah, bye.